But the nightclub scene is fast changing. According to Victoria Police, the violence in King Street has badly damaged business in the area and the late night action has moved on. So where has it gone? Greg Hoy investigates.
Each week, more people go to nightclubs in Melbourne than flock to the football.
We currently have somewhere in the vicinity of 400 venues that are offering entertainment in Victoria. I estimate that that it's worth somewhere between $500 to $750 million in turnover.
But the club scene has changed greatly. The highly publicised violence in King Street over past years was one catalyst that badly injured business here.
Well, it's been a fairly serious impact for the nightclubs. Some of them are suggesting that their patronage is down by about 50%.
Some will tell you that it's just King Street's problem. At the massive Metro nightclub in the city, $1 million worth of high technology keeps turnstiles turning over under the serious gaze of tight security.
I'm going to a club I can have a good time and not get pestered by any idiots.
So is there as many idiots these days or not?
There are still idiots in clubs, but they're pretty well behaved because I know security's on the alert.
Yeah?
Everywhere you look, there's a security guard looking around, watching over your shoulder. Security has actually increased and the violence has decreased over the years. I've noticed that in a lot of clubs.
At the moment in the city area, there's a downward trend in violence, so we're hoping to maintain that downward trend.
But others argue there is an image problem, and the disco scene is ailing.
I'd say it's dying at a rate that we've got to change our philosophy and outlook and also the attitude towards our patrons and also the wants that they require. We need to change with them. I think that people are doing more restaurants and different style of entertainment when in the old days they used to go out for a disco dance.
Early in the evening down at the Continental, Chris Wilson is packing them in with poetic ballads for lonely souls.
We have boom and bust periods, you know. Like all of a sudden there's 3 or 4 new venues and then 3 or 4 close and everybody goes, oh no, this is the end. But I think music has been perennial in Melbourne. It's part of the fabric of the city.
You're simply waiting on a friend to come and take you for a ride.
If I was to say legs 11, that might go right round.
Down at the terminus in Richmond, a game called Bingo, would you believe, is a huge hit.
Why bingo? It's a beautiful suburban tradition and it's been ignored by the younger people. It's sort of thought of as an old people's thing. It's not. It's a little doggy with a walking stick, 2 and 7, 27, and 6 and 1, 61.
Bingo! Keeps you going, it's fast. You're going to keep concentrating, and it's fun.
No, not a big nightclub girl. I prefer just to go to bars and pubs and, you know, that sort of thing.
But as the night drifts on, the style war comes into play. At the Paran Candee bar, chic decor and stylish techno draw the crowds. On a similar theme, the discreet Milk Bar has made its mark serving alcoholic milkshakes.
Well, I like the way it's gone more underground. Small clubs, much groovier music. If it's cool and underground, then you get credibility and hopefully, you know, people will come from everywhere and it picks up and gets busier.
To be gay, it seems, is good for business, and the gay influence is overwhelming. Skin, after midnight, down at the Dome. Police agree that such venues have a remarkably low level of violence, but concern about drug use is far from subsiding.
It's a real problem. It'll be probably the downfall of our society as we know.
Most agree that alcohol sales are falling, but nightclub owners believe the so-called drug problem is easily exaggerated.
The inference is that nightclubs are full of drugs and drug dealers, which is what I'm dismissing, and I'm saying to you that that doesn't exist.
In the older days where there was only X amount of drugs, now there's X and Y and Z.
And around 5 a.m, things really get started in the back alleys in what's known in the industry as the underground, where clubs often don't open until 2 and don't close till around lunchtime the following day.
A touch of Berlin has come to Melbourne's club scene, but some feel under siege.
Generic drag came out, and now generic drag has ruined the club scene for Melbourne. I mean, really, we used to go out years ago, we were illegal, but now we're mainstream. Who wants to be mainstream? I don't want to be mainstream.
I was never boring. I was never in the chorus.
And now we're boring.
It's no convent, but the fast-changing Melbourne club scene is, to say the least, colourful.
And Greg Hoy worked many nights having a lot of fun doing that report.